What we usually do, we set our financial targets, top line, and then from a marketing point of view, you have to make sure that whatever investment you put in the brand or promotions or product development supports the business objective. So, you know, it is proprietary information, but usually what you say, depending on the marketing investment, you take as a percentage of your revenue. And the percentage of revenue per market is usually in the range of between 2.5% to 5%, maximum 6%, depending on the country, depending on the number of competitors you have in the country. And that's really how we approach all our markets individually.
And what type of challenges do you face in promoting your brand in those different countries?
I think the biggest challenge for any brand at the moment is to differentiate yourself, you know, and for a customer or a consumer to become a fan, to say, you know, when you as a brand make a mistake, they forgive you, instead of saying, I don't like this brand anymore, I'm now going to someone else. And I think as a brand, you have to build a loyal customer base. You have to make customers feel that they're part of the brand, so their opinion counts. And that's what we're trying to do with MTN.
So run us through some of the strategies you've used to differentiate.
I think for us, the biggest thing as MTN, we operate as a global brand now, especially after the FIFA World Cup, but with serious local relevance. So for me is, if I look at the marketing directors in every single one of the MTN countries, 9 out of 10 times it's a local person. So in Nigeria, the marketing director is Bola Akinbade. He is a Nigerian. He understands the market. He's worked abroad. But he knows what's required in terms of MTN from a global point of view, and then exactly the nuances in the market.
Looking at the FIFA World Cup as an example, how much leverage has it given the brand, MTN brand, and at what cost?
Yeah, once again, you know, people always think when you talk FIFA 2010, you think 11 June to 11 July 2010, just for that month. But we actually made the decision to get involved in FIFA in 2006 already. So we really viewed it as an investment to say MTN as a business had global aspirations, to say it was about the emerging marketplace. It wasn't just about the few countries where we operated in. So it was really about the emerging marketplace. And when we decided to go into FIFA 2010, it was saying we're now talking Africa and we're talking global. But we weren't yet in the Middle East at that stage. And so the big merger with Investcom, the Middle East-based business that we merged with in 2006, happened after the FIFA decision. And then we really said the FIFA decision, in terms of making it come alive, complemented the overall vision of the business. And so if you say, what did it cost? Once again, over the period, it was complementing what we wanted to achieve from a business point of view. And that's always how we run the brand and the business simultaneously.
And if we look at Africa, it's been viewed as a charity case for years and years on end. What role can companies like MTN play in changing this image? I
think, you know, for me is, if you want to look at the negative as an individual, you will always see it in anything, not just, you know, the continent or people or anything else. If you look at the positive, you know, there's so much out there. And I think if you look at MTN, our whole approach has always been, you know, it's like sort of the wireless industry. People always used to talk about, you know, how do you bridge the digital divide? And then when you talk, and it's all these big, you know, concepts and words where you have to put your money where your mouth is and say, go and do the research, go and find out, look at the opportunity, put your best people in there and make it happen. And I think MTN has a story in terms of saying, you know, the markets that we're in today, at the time when we went into the markets, even before my time when I joined MTN, people frowned at saying, is it, you know, is it the right decision? Now everybody's saying, you know, we better get in there. So I just think in any business decision, you have to be bold, daring, obviously weighing up all your risks, but you have to be it's like sort of a positive, approach, especially in the emerging space, to say, how do you uplift not just the market from a business point of view, but also the people?
We've seen the Interbrand annual report being released. Africa is still struggling to get onto the global map. What will it take for African brands to become global?
I think in any business if you want to be a global brand, you also have to be a global business. You can't just be a global brand and people say, well, where can I buy this product or where can I buy this service? So I think whatever you want to achieve with a brand, it needs to complement what the business wants to do. And I think therein lies the story of MTN. The business vision came first to say, our aspirations is to be a leading telecoms operator in emerging markets. So if that's your aspiration from a holistic business point of view, how do you make sure that in the minds of all stakeholders, the brand actually complements that? And it's not sort of a quick fix. These things take time.